The cabbage is ready. The cabbage is ready.
Welcome to Doug's Urban Garden.
Good afternoon again from southern New Mexico, West Texas. Today, well, it's supposed to be winter, but here in New Mexico, we are 10 degrees above normal. We're in the middle of December. We haven't had our first good hard freeze. The lowest it's got so far is 31 degrees, and usually this time of year at night, we're in 26, 28. But cabbage, it doesn't make a difference to cabbage. They love the cold. In fact, they can even survive a snow. Because of the thick leaves and they retain water, they grow great in cold climates. They grow great in Russia, the Scandinavian countries, Germany. They make sauerkraut out of cabbage to preserve it during the winter. And so let me give you a little history of the cabbage. I like to know the history of the vegetables I'm planting and eating. So I'm going to put my eyeballs on. And I'm sure when I pronounce this word, the genus and species name for cabbage, Sammy's going to pop up and correct me. Brassicas. No, I think that's wrong. Let me ask the camera crew. What is it supposed to be? Barista.
Brassicazzi.
Barista. Barista. Brassicas. Okay, Sammy, you can pop up and tell me I'm wrong. But cabbage has been around for 3,000 years. Oh, let me see. It's been in North China. China grows a lot of cabbage. In fact, today, China is the largest producer of cabbage. And they've been growing cabbage since 4000 BC. The Greeks and the Romans and the Egyptians have grown cabbages since the 4th century BC. And they use it for medicinal purposes, not only as food, but as medicinal purposes. They say it relieves gout, headaches, symptoms of poisonous mushrooms. But the round-headed cabbage, because the early cabbage didn't have round heads like these. Well, the Japanese didn't get cabbage until the 18th century. And of course, they make kimchi out of it. The French explorer brought cabbage to America in 1541 through 1542. If you watch the video on beet harvesting, that's about the time the beets came to America too. And we got somebody hot riding down the street, so that's in the video too now. Captain Cook took spinach on his voyage to the Hawaiian Islands and throughout the Pacific in 1769. And he used the sauerkraut because it's high in vitamin C and it prevents scurvy. But they also use it, the doctors on board used it, the vinegar and the brine solution to treat wounds and prevent gangrene. So that's the history of cabbage. So we're going to harvest some cabbage today. It's a very good winter crop. These cabbages right here that you saw, the species is commonly called Copenhagen. Now, there's a reason I planted Copenhagen. My father's from Denmark, and he loved Copenhagen cabbage. So we're going to harvest them. We planted these cabbages from seeds in 6 pots indoors, like there's a video shows you how to do that. That back in the end of July, first part of August. Once the seeds germinated, came up, and got about 2 inches tall, we brought them out here and put them in the garden box. Now, of course, as you know from previous videos, these garden boxes have a lot of cow manure in it. And look at these heads. Look at these leaves. I mean, there's 12 heads here. We're going to harvest a couple today. This is a great great winter vegetable. It can take the cold. It thrives in the cold. It does better in the cold than it does in a hot summer here in West Texas and southern New Mexico. So the easiest way to harvest them, and of course you can use the leaves in soups and vegetables. America's #1 use of cabbage is coleslaw. Take a head of cabbage. My wife makes a wonderful coleslaw. Um, she doesn't shred it up real fine. She leaves it a little bit chunky, and it's crisp. And she makes this wonderful coleslaw sauce. Maybe I can convince her to share the recipe. But we just have this knife. We're going to take this head here because some of the outer leaves right here is starting to split. So this is a sign that this cabbage needs to be harvested right away. So we're going to come way down here, and there's a little one right next to it. So we're going to leave that one, and we're just going to cut this one right here. There we go. Now let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. That's just plain beautiful. Let's cut one more. My wife's going to be upset because she says, it's too much cabbage. This one's starting to split a little bit here. So we're going to harvest this one too. Let's dig down here. Look how beautiful that one is. It's starting to split. That's the outer leaves. And that's a good sign it's time to harvest. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm tempted to do another one. We let it go for another week, another few days, and then we'll harvest that one. But this is a good winter crop, but we're also going to harvest something else today. Back in June, my wife told me she bought some potatoes, and they started to sprout. And she said, well, just go throw them in the compost bin, Doug. And I said, no. Sprouting potatoes, they need to be planted. So we tried something new. I planted the potatoes like there's a video on how to plant potatoes. You can see on the web, on Doug's Urban Garden website. And I planted that according to that. And I thought, well, we're going to get potatoes. We're not going to get potatoes. We're just going to try. So right now, we're going to pause for a minute, get the wheelbarrow over here, and get my son, the giant, 6'7", Karsten, and have him help me harvest some potatoes because it got cold. We didn't get a frost, but the tops all died down, so it's time to harvest potatoes. Well, welcome back. Now we're going to harvest some potatoes that I mentioned before. I got my son out here. He's going to help dump pots, or we're going to just dig down in them. And you can see it's been cold, and the tops have all died back. But it's been nice and cool, so potatoes like cool weather. So we're going to see what we're going to get. We may get something, we may not. Who knows? This has been an experiment. And so, Carson, go ahead and dump one. We'll see what we get.
Looks like you got some in all of them.
Okay. Well, I guess we should have pulled the tops off first. Good cluster right there. Well, we're getting some potatoes. Yeah, we should have pulled the tops off. No, the tops over there. We'll compost them. Okay, well, what'd you do with the bucket?
Behind me.
Okay. Give me the bucket, I'll start shoveling this back in. Alright, dump another one in there. Let's see what we get. Oh, got some right on top. Now that's a nice sized potato.
You got quite a few of
Look at that. Well, maybe we don't even have to dump them.
it.
Yeah,
I don't think they go that far down.
no, that's about it for that one.
Sorry, solid.
No, there's nothing in that one. Hey, you see that? One-handed? You see this starting to sprout already. We can plant these in February. Nope.
Empty?
Yeah, that one's empty. Nothing grew in that one. Yeah, they're a little bit weird looking, some of them. I don't know what that is.
Potato cluster.
Yeah, they're like clusters. Well, like I said, this is an experiment. Ooh, we got some here.
They're growing around the roots.
Yeah.
So they're down there pretty deep too.
I think that's it. All right. Well, we don't want to bore everybody with dumping all these, so just we'll dump them, take a pause, and show you what we get. All right, so here's what we got out of 4 35-gallon pots and about 8 15-gallon pots. At first, they were looking pretty weird, but this one's already starting to sprout, so I guess we'll just hold this one on until February and plant that one, this one too. But these are some pretty nice sized potatoes. So we're getting 2 crops, 2 harvests of potatoes this year. One we harvested back in June, and then my wife had these potatoes that sprouted, so I planted them. And we got some nice sized Yukon Gold potatoes. And camera crew's not feeling good. Got to worry about my camera crew because they went on other assignments and I lost them for about 6 weeks. But anyway, we'll take these in, wash them up a little bit, put them in storage, sort them through, pull out the good ones. Bad ones we'll put in the compost or plant them in February. Well, it's pretty good harvest. So we got some great food, great vegetables for the winter. This is our winter harvest. The cabbage, potatoes. Didn't have very good success with carrots, but we'll try that again. Never give up. If you don't get a good harvest, try again. That's what gardening's all about. Well, that's about it. Sun's getting ready to set. Dinner's on the table or close to it. And so we'll see you next time from southern New Mexico, West Texas. Y'all get dirty, get harvesting, get planting, and have some great fun. It's a family event. Thank my son for one-handed lifting up these pots. He's just phenomenal. So we appreciate all the help, and y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks for coming by, and happy gardening!